Welcome to the More to Motherhood podcast. If you have a calling on your heart to play bigger, to impact more people with your business, mission, or the team that you've created, but you can't seem to get there, then this is the perfect podcast for you. Together, we will rise by smashing the glass ceilings and stepping into our greatest potential. Hi, I'm Kristen, busy wife and mama of 3, top 1% network marketer, and your new sassy best friend. I believe that as a busy mom boss, you have what it takes inside of you to be an incredible mom and an empowered businesswoman. If you're ready to do the work, I'm ready to be your BFF and mentor you on this journey to help you create your 6-figure side hustle and beyond. It's time to uncover the more inside of your motherhood. Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome. I am so sorry. Well, first of all, I'm Kristen Samaniego, the creator of More to Motherhood. You can see my hair is a little messy. This is like the real deal, you guys. I'm the creator of More to Motherhood. I show driven moms that are a hot mess that they can have more, just like me. And so I'm in here today to teach you about creating curiosity to attract your ideal clients. So I'm just going to be 100% honest with you guys and let you know that I have been so incredibly bananas the past few days because I'm launching a new company, as many of you already know, and I've just been recording trainings and videos and all the things. I've been getting so many messages, so it's just been a little bit crazy. So I haven't changed. This is, my jammies. And I'm probably going to be a hot mess for the next month. So anyways, I'm really excited to be here with you guys today, though, to teach you how to create curiosity in your business because I get so many messages all the time. And feel free, you guys, I can't see any comments, but drop where you're from. If you're watching this live, what you hope to gain from this. And if you have any questions as I go, I'm just going to talk. I'm in my kitchen. This is like my office setup lately. I have taken over. So really, I want to teach you guys really briefly. We're going to do 15 minutes or less here today, how to create curiosity in your business. Because I get so many messages, and I actually got one this morning. It's like, I'm really interested in what you're doing, but I don't like to sell to my family and friends. And I'm like, okay, so I get that. But number one, if you really are passionate about your product and what you're doing and how you're making extra money, then why wouldn't you share it with your family and friends? I'm just going to be 100% honest, and people might not like that. But yeah, Christine, you can come back here anytime and watch this. I'm going to leave it up. But people might not like that, but if you really love something, why wouldn't you share it with your family and friends? I've already shared the new company that I'm launching, as much of the details as I can, with my family and friends because I care about them and I love them and I want them to have success, or I want them to feel better, and I know this is going to help people. So that's number one. Not to say that you're going to be pestering your family and friends, because you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to be like, hey, just talking to them just so they'll buy something. That's not cool. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk to you about how to create curiosity, and you will want to go look at my personal profile page. Head over there just to see some examples of what I've been doing and how I've started to create curiosity and create engagement and buzz around what I'm doing. But you can still do the same thing even with a company that's established or that's been launched. I've been with a company that was, a year old. This is the first time I'm ever launching a new company, but I've also been with a company that was 7 or 8 years old, and I had a lot of success there. I had a pretty big team. I made a 6-figure income my first year there. After the first 3 months, I think I was on track to hit 6-figure income. So you can do this with any business. It doesn't have to be just a new business, but if you want to see kind of some of the things that I do, head on over to my personal profile page and you'll see some of the type of posts that I create to create buzz around my business and the products. So, and going live too is another big part of creating curiosity. If you watch my live that I did the other night, I'm really excited. I have a lot of energy, which is contagious, and you want to be excited when you're talking about what you're doing because people feed off of energy and they can feel your energy. But I never say what the product name is. I never say what the company name is. I never show the product or anything like that. And people were raising their hand saying, I need information. I want to get this. So let me know what your biggest struggle is with content. I feel like a lot of people struggle with consistency. And so maybe one of the trainings that I will do in here will be a Trello training on how I batch my content and house it in Trello so that when I need inspiration, I can just pluck a post from there and put it up. But a lot of people have trouble with consistency. So in order to have success on social media, you need to be consistently posting in your Facebook timeline and your stories. And I'm just gonna focus on Facebook for today because TikTok and Instagram are different creatures. So we can do a training on those another day. But I build my business mostly through Facebook, posting on Facebook, getting in my stories. So a couple of examples, if you want to take a look now, I just did some, is the live on my homepage that I just recently did is an example of a curiosity live. I don't say anything. So you can kind of see some of the things that I say. I have quite a few curiosity posts on my page as well. And in my stories the other night, I just recorded, I think like 8 little slides of like what like I'm buzzing about, but without saying company name or product. So that is kind of the gist of what you want to do. Now, how you do that, you guys, how you create buzz, first of all, like I said, is being excited. So if you go live, be excited. You don't have to look perfect. Obviously, like I'm a hot mess right now. People don't care if you're perfectly make-upped and your hair is perfect and yada yada. They want to see that you're a real person just like them, and that if they want to do what you want to do, they don't have to be perfect all the time. Okay. Like for example, this live right here, I told you guys I haven't changed out of my pajamas and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm sitting in my kitchen with my kids' artwork in the background. Like you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be passionate. Okay. So you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be passionate. You have to have energy around what you're doing. The other thing is goes for lives. And I would definitely show your face and get out of your comfort zone. That's what building a business is all about. And go live. Try to go live twice a week. I know it's hard, but like I said, if you're working on progress over perfection and you're passionate versus being perfect, your message is going to translate no matter what. Doesn't matter what you look like. Okay. So as I'm touching my hair because I see it sticking up. Anyways, the other thing you want to do is when you post on social media, you don't want to post curiosity posts every day. Now, I've been leading up to a launch, so my page is probably a poor example because I have probably one too many curiosity posts, to be honest with you, on my page right now. And I was thinking about that today because you want to be strategic. Like I'm excited, but I don't want to be like people to be like, okay, whatever, we get it. Like you're launching a new company. So I am being honest with you guys and saying that I probably have one too many on there. So today I'm not even going to post about what I'm doing maybe until tonight or in my stories, just because you want to break that up. So how to post on your social media, right? 1, be real. Don't be perfect. And don't worry about being perfect. People want to genuinely see you and like what you're about. So even with my company that's launching, we're going to have posts done for people for 30 days. My recommendation is never to copy and paste a post because it's not going to sound like you and people are going to know. People know what you sound like, right? So that's one. The other thing too is that you want to make sure that you are, how do I say this? You want to make sure that you're posting about other things and showing your face. So selfies are huge. Selfies do get a lot of engagement. And I'm going to talk to you about engagement in a second because that's a big piece of building your business on social media. But you want to do selfies, you want to talk about yourself, you want to talk about other things that are going on in your life, like buckets. And I think you guys have heard me talk about this before, and I'm sure other coaches talk about it too, is that you want to have buckets. Like my kids are one, my business obviously is one, and then hanging out with my friends is another one, with my podcast and stuff, that's another bucket. So you want to have a couple of buckets that you talk about your life in general, other than your business and product. When you go to post about your product, you need a hook. You need the top sentence of your post to be something eye-catching if you're gonna want comments. And I'm just being honest with you, and you don't have to like overthink this. I think Ray Higdon has a book, maybe Rachel Peterson on social media, I'm sure she has something that's like a book of done for you hooks. But you wanna think of a hook. So like one of the hooks that I've used is I walked away from a 6-figure income. Like people are like, well, people are gonna read that and they're gonna be like, why? Like, why would you do that? Like, who does that? Or like, I had a breakdown. People are nosy and they want to know, and they're going to keep reading. You want to think of your first line as something that's going to draw people in, that they're going to want to keep reading your posts, right? I had a really hard day today, or I almost walked away from network marketing is another one that I've used, which are all true, but like you have to think like a marketer when you post on social media, like what is going to catch people's attentions. Because if it's just like, hey guys, so I had a, super great day today and I wanted to tell you blah, 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 no one's going to read that. No one's going to read that because it's not interesting. Like people want to be pulled in. So think about that when you post on social media. And not to say that you can't say the name of your company or your product. Like you don't want to overuse it because you don't want to send people to Google to, check out your product. And there's lots of, nonsense on the internet. I'm just going to be honest. Like not everything you read on the internet is true about your company or your product. So you don't want to, that's why you don't really want to use the company name or the product names a lot. Like I tend to avoid it just because I would rather have someone be like, what are you doing? I want to know more. And then I can have a conversation with them like a normal person and kind of share why I'm excited. That energy comes through on my voice messages. They ask me for more information. They see like my perspective, and then they're more apt to, even if they do go Google something, they're more apt to come back to me and be like, oh, I read this, blah, blah, blah. Like, why does it say that? Versus if I put in a post, company name, product name, and they go Google, they're never going to come back to me to be like, well, why did Google say this? But if I start that relationship and that conversation, and then I'm obviously giving them the company name and the product name when I'm talking to them, and I've told them why I'm excited, then they're obviously going to be like, oh, I read this, like, what is this about? And then you have a chance to explain like what that means that they found on Google, right? So you just start developing that relationship. Hey, Deidre. So keep that in mind when you're posting. The other thing too is like you want to think about who you're speaking to. So for me, I know that when I post on social media, I'm always speaking to women, but more specifically, I'm always speaking to moms for the most part. I mean, there are times when I make it a little bit more general to women, but for the most part, I'm speaking directly to moms. Like moms will come to me and be like, I know exactly what you're saying, or that totally resonated with me, because I'm just gonna tell you a story right now, and I want you to tell me if you can relate. So if I were to post this on social media, I'm just gonna share my testimonial experience and how I would share it on social media. So I'd be like, oh my gosh, my mommy monster finally has subsided. Or do you feel like sometimes your mommy monster comes out when you're talking to your kids? Like that would be like my hook, right, for the post. And then I would go on to be like, well, you guys, you aren't gonna believe this, but I tried a product and I was a little bit skeptical because I was a new product that was just like a little strip. And I was super skeptical because I was like, how can something this size like actually help me? But I took it, and literally within 10 minutes, I initially was very calm, very chill. And 10 minutes earlier, my kids would come out and be like, what are, like, mommy, so-and-so hit me, like looked at me wrong, like pulled my hair, like took my toy. And I would be like, what? Like, what do you want? Like, I would just like yell. And I know a lot of parents can relate to that because I told that story to my best friend, and she was like, I'm sold, I'm in. I want it as soon as you get it. But that's how I post on social media. Like my mommy monster. Have you ever had your mommy monster come out? Well, let me tell you guys, like I found something that I felt super chill with my kids after 10 minutes. Mind you, 15 minutes earlier, I was like screaming at my kids to get away from each other and stop touching each other, or else I was going to lose it. I was ready to lock myself in the bathroom and start crying. And thank God I tried this product because I felt so calm. So my daughter comes out of the bedroom crying, and I'm just like, okay, what's wrong? Like, what the hell? Like normally I would have been like, ugh, what do you want now? And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just being super honest with you guys because I'm just being transparent. I'm not a perfect parent. And so I'm like, so then I can say like, have you ever felt that way? Let me know if you would like to feel more zen with your kids, or be the parent you always have wanted to be with your children, because that's what I feel like this has given me. And I guarantee you guys, people will be like, yeah, mommy monster right here. So So that's just like an example. Like I never said the product, I never said the company name, but I told people like my story essentially, like how I was able to like chill the F out with my kids and not lose my shit. And I feel like every mom needs this. Like maybe I would use that line. Every mom needs this. And then I would go on to tell my story. That could be a good hook too, because moms are gonna be like, well, every mom needs what? Like, what do I need? Because I need something, right? So that's just an example of like a content one. Another example that I've used for curiosity, and then I promise I'll let you guys go, but I just wanted to share like a business one. So I have shared on lives many times and on posts, probably not as recently. I did share it on a live recently, though. I think if you check out my live, recently I shared it, but my story of how I started in network marketing. So like, have you ever been so desperate to make extra income for your family? That's like a hook. And then it's like, well, I, decided to make a huge investment in myself and pay $10,000 for coaching for a business that I didn't even have. And people would be like, oh my God, why the hell would she do that? Like people are going to read that and they're going to keep reading, because I knew that if I wanted to change something for my family, I had to change something. I couldn't keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. So I invested in myself and I decided I was going to go all in with network marketing to be able to pay for my son's therapies, because I literally couldn't afford them. Like we were living paycheck to paycheck and he needed therapy because he is on autism spectrum disorder. And I didn't have the money to pay for it. It was It was like $60 a week, but we had to go 3 times a week. So whatever that is times 4 weeks. And it was a lot of money for me. And that's the only reason why I got into network marketing, was because I needed the money, and I was like already working 60 hours a week. So I couldn't work anymore. And my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do? Cause like kids in daycare, all the things. And so I've shared that with people and they've been like, okay, I can do that. Like, I want to try this. Like, I want to give this a shot. Like, I'm just like you. I'm a regular mom. I'm no one special, you guys. I have been able to become a leader in this industry and make multiple 6 figures, but I started off somewhere, right? So, so that's kind of like the curiosity. I share that with people because I want to instill hope and empower them. So when you're writing curiosity posts, if you're writing a business curiosity post, you want to kind of share a journey. People love stories, but you also want to instill hope and empower them that maybe they can do the same thing. If you haven't achieved that kind of success yet, that's okay. Use someone else's story and tell them that this is where you're going, because you're all going places, right? Like if you're consistent, eventually you will have success. You just cannot give up. So you can share a journey of like your leader or where you're going or the vision that you have of where you're going, right? And then for curiosity, you can use other testimonials of people. I wouldn't just share my story all the time because people know me, they know my story. So I can share another experience of another mom who is a special needs mom, and she had a different experience than mine, but people are gonna resonate with her story differently. And I'm gonna share that. I'm just gonna share stories, share curiosity. But I don't wanna just be like, oh, this product is blah, 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 and does this, this, and this. Well, that's great, but people want to hear someone else validate that that worked, right? So that's kind of what you're doing in a curiosity post or a story or a live, is you're kind of like sharing your heart. Just be passionate and have good energy around that. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have more questions about curiosity posts, I know a lot of you are going to be working with me soon, so I'll be helping you with this whole process. We'll probably have like weekly coaching calls once things calm down after launch to help you, but obviously I'm going to be here for you, and maybe we can do weekly coaching calls on like targeting specific things. So if you guys want to target like a specific recruiting or curiosity posting or content creation or organization with Trello, I love that. I'm so nerdy. I love Trello. But something like that, like just let me know what you want to hear. I'll come in here and I'll do trainings, but I'll also be doing private group coaching calls for my team as well. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Like I love curiosity posts. I think it changed the game for my business. And it takes practice, but look at other people's examples too, and then just get like inspiration and then like make it your own, right? So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm off to do some errands, and later on I'm going to be working on some amazing challenges for the company that I'm launching soon. So I am excited, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hey mama, real quick before you go, if this episode helped you in some way, or you got value or learned something new from today's episode, or you just feel more inspired right now, the number one way that you can thank me is to leave me a 5-star written review. That is the number one thing I ask for showing up for you guys each week is a quick written review right over on the Apple Podcast app. I'd be so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. Just know that you can create the life of your dreams and turn your passion and purpose into your paycheck. Until next time, mama, don't forget, you are called for more.